as we mentioned, it is Valentine's Day, a time to celebrate love.
Well, it is a time to be grateful for all of the love in our lives. Many of us on this day find that we have a little bit of a love shortage.
UW Health distinguished psychologist Dr. Shilagh Mirgain is here with 4 steps to strengthen our relationships and bringing more love into our lives.
Hi,
Happy
Shilagh.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
So how can we get more love into our lives?
Well, the first is to do something nice for yourself. Take a moment to just extend love to yourself. And in addition to just doing some self-care or buy yourself a little treat or do some fun activity, it's an opportunity to search for some of those barriers to love. When we start to put love towards ourselves, what can come up are the self-criticisms, the judgments, and we can work with those. You know, those thoughts can hook us. They can be quite sticky, but instead of those thoughts having us, we can just have that thought and let it go. Imagine it like a little thought bubble leaving, and then choose a different kind of thought.
That's a good idea, because when you change your mindset like that, you attract what you're seeking. You know, when you love yourself first, then you kind of attract what you're seeking, right?
Absolutely.
And taking care of yourself, buy yourself a box of chocolate. I do that occasionally.
Justify this again, Susan.
Great excuse to buy chocolate.
And you also recommend, your second point is to use affirmations. Is that sort of just like putting your desires in the universe?
Absolutely. And again, we can have these limiting beliefs that stop us. Sometimes we're the biggest obstacles. So when you start to notice some of those fears, self-judgments, criticism, change it to the opposite. And I love affirmations. Over time, you grow into somebody who believes it. So you don't fully have to believe it when you start with one. One I personally used when I was in graduate school is, I am enough, I do enough, I have enough. And so use an affirmation in the present moment, something you would like to achieve. You can only believe, you just have to believe it 1%, and then have it visible where you can read it over time. And over time, you grow into really believing it, and what you believe, then you can achieve.
So that's how you generate more love in the world?
I think so, by first cultivating your own inner peace, and then also have some discernment about the types of people you draw in. We want positive people, people who uplift us, and Valentine's Day can give us some clarity around who lights up our life, who makes us feel like a better version, and reach out to them and draw them in close.
Does Valentine's Day, I mean, for people not in a relationship and want to be it's got to be a tough time.
It can be a really painful day, and so, you know, recognize that this is a tough day and think about the people you do have. And I think about spreading a little love in the world by maybe just reaching out to somebody and say Happy Valentine's Day, or even just to a stranger or a neighbor you're not even that close with. And I think about cultivating those healthy relationships with something called the 5-to-1 ratio. So for every healthy relationship, for every negative experience, you want 5 positives. So every little tit for tat fight, you want 5 positive things. So Valentine's Day is a great way to get to that tipping point of doing that 5 of kindness, affirmations, a little gift, a hug, appreciation. Those things get you to that healthy relationship.
And don't try to cram it into one day. I mean,
You're right.
Yeah, if it might overwhelm people, spread it out throughout the year.
Plenty of time. All right, Shilagh, great to see you again.
Great advice,
Thank you.
Shilagh. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.